You are a deeply flawed Homo sapien. This was the daily reminder I had set in my iPhone for about 3 years of my life as a much younger person. Of course, all of us are flawed, and all of us are Homo sapiens. Leave it to 18-year-old me to use the scientific term. But I put this in my phone for a reason. As a teenager, I had cheated on my then girlfriend. And as penance, I made sure that every day for the rest of college, my phone would remind me of my shame. You are a deeply flawed Homo sapien. My past self begged me to never stop remembering. You are. Around this time, I started to realize that I'm a very guilt-driven person. And that helped me understand a lot of my behavior. But looking back, I think I missed the mark a little bit. I don't think it was quite guilt that I was experiencing, or not only guilt. Guilt says I did something wrong. Shame says I am something wrong. What I was dealing with was shame. You are a deeply flawed Homo sapien. I've come to define shame as some unchangeable part of myself that I have the desire to hide or destroy. We could say bury. At this point in my life, I am embarrassed by the level of shame I feel about things I simply cannot control. Every time that people get my pronouns wrong, it's not anger or even dysphoria that I experience. It's a little kernel of shame, a little part of me that can't help seeing myself through their eyes, that I'm pretending to be something I'm not. Am I ashamed of being trans? Publicly, defiantly, never. And also, on a bad day, an unchangeable part of myself I bury and unbury. This disability, too. I've heard people say that chronic fatigue is a fake diagnosis, that people like me need to toughen up and try harder. Some days I hear myself saying these same things to my body. But my muscles don't respond to verbal abuse. My body's reality, an unchangeable part of myself, I sometimes wish I could keep buried. I've been thinking deeply for years about how to love myself in the way that's needed to heal this shame. I feel like I've tried everything. But what if I can't? What if I can't heal this shame? Because it's not mine. It's not coming from me. As children, we are born shameless. I think I was. Someone or many someones have been making me feel ashamed, are still making me feel that way. We've heard the quote, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. I don't know where Eleanor Roosevelt got that idea. That has not been my experience of the world at all. It's a little victim-blamey for being bold. To be clear, I think maybe I could turn off caring about others' perceptions of me, but not without turning off something else too. Not without turning off some part of our mutuality, our interconnectedness. I am shaped by my family, my colleagues, my neighbors. We are in relationship with one another, like an inhale and an exhale. There is a part of my self-concept that will always be shaped by others' perception of me. I wouldn't have it another way. So what to do about this shame? Jesus famously said that if someone punches you in the face, you should turn the other cheek. What a wild thing to say. What a non-solution. What an acknowledgement that when one person's hand strikes another person's face, the solution to the problem does not lie with the face. The hand needs to stop hitting. I've come to think of shame as a wound. My body can't heal a wound if the knife is still going in. And that is not an abdication of responsibility, quite the opposite. Because it means I am not responsible for my own shame, but it means I am responsible for yours. It means asking, what are the ways in which I am creating shame in others? It means taking responsibility for every time I've thought to myself, why is this person so anxious or so self-hating, or wow, I really wish this one little thing was different, and do they know how they come off to other people? It means stretching my spirit as far as it will go to love and accept you, whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey. Now I'm going to break the fourth wall a little bit here. That was supposed to be the end of the reflection. But then I started trying to live these values. And I simply have to tell you what happened next. About a week ago, it was late at night, I was laying in bed, and I was in a little bit of a shame spiral. I'd gotten into an argument with my partner. I knew that I was in the wrong. And my mind started filling up with these thoughts about, I'm inadequate, over-emotional, maybe unlovable. You know, like midnight, irrational shame spiral thoughts. And my brain did something brains do, which is turn those thoughts into judgments against my partner. Why is he so stubborn? Did he have to go about it that way? And why can't he have more grace for me? And honestly, who does this guy even think he is? But I had just written this reflection. And so I noticed that these were the exact kinds of thoughts that, if they turned into words or if they turned into actions, could really cause some shame in a person that I care deeply about. So I decided to try something new. I said, let me be intentional. Let me make some space for this. Let me make some space to try to see my partner and his actions in a non-judgmental, accepting, and radically loving way at this moment. I closed my eyes and set myself to the task of trying to understand where he was coming from. Not in a shallow way. I wanted to deeply feel what it must be like to be him in this moment. As I thought about his stubbornness turning into moral clarity, as I thought about the love that he had for me, I started to feel warm physically. The judgment melted away, and I was just grateful. I was grateful for his presence. I opened my eyes. I start to put myself to sleep. I'm feeling good. But then I noticed something. My own shame was also gone. like completely gone. Like I went looking for it. But I could not call those feelings to mind. Extending this grace and compassion to another person made me feel so at peace with myself. This was deeply unexpected and kind of amazing to me. I had said that I couldn't heal my own shame, but that worked. Now, I like science, Homo sapien, so I decided to run an experiment. The next day, I decided to try again with a person who is, to me, kind of like the final boss of shame. There's a person who I have to see every now and again who makes me feel so judged. She comments on my disability, my gender, my career choices. What's worse, even when she's not there, I still hear her voice in my head. For some reason, this person has become the personified voice of shame I carry with me. So I decided to try this exercise again. That night, alone in my room, I sat down, I closed my eyes, and I tried to extend this person unconditional love. I tried to imagine being her. I tried to imagine what I would have to feel to act the way that she acted towards me. I thought it would be hard, but it wasn't. Almost immediately, I could feel that she loves me and that she is afraid for me, because she sees my life choices as dangerous, and she wants me to be okay. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not condoning this person's behavior. I'm personally quite tired of being told that I need to have compassion for the people that harm me. But this is about having compassion for myself. And I'm telling you this because it is God's honest truth. I took the time to try and love this person, and I don't hear her voice in my head anymore. Senior year of college, one of my friends saw that little reminder on my phone. You are a deeply flawed Homo sapien. And she took my phone and she gave it back. The next day, the reminder popped up again, but this time it contained the antidote to shame. What was as true for me then as it is now for every person here. Friend, you are a deeply loved Homo sapien.